That's it.
Everyone out?
Everyone except our man. His window's on the 3rd floor, next to the fire escape.
What time do you have?
10 to 6, sir. You know, I'm worried if we wait much longer, we're gonna blow this whole thing. Let's go in, take Shields now, and worry about Mr. Big later.
Well, let's give it a few minutes longer. You sure Triggermundo said he'd be here?
Trig's good. If he says Mr. Big will be here, he'll be here.
Read me that message again.
Tell Mother I'm okay. I won't be acting like a dope much longer. Tell her I deserve an award for patience. Yes, sir, that's it. Frankly, I don't know what it means.
Mr. Big's supposed to be here at 5. It's almost 6. All right, let's go.
All units, this is Inspector Hines. The word is go. Repeat, the word is go. Above your head. Your hands above your head. Come on, Billy, you're surrounded.
Play this through your horn?
Hold your fire.
No firing. Wait for my signal. No firing.
Shields, this is the police commissioner. Listen very carefully. If somebody gets hurt, the charges against you are going to be much worse than they already are. So come on out with your hands over your head. I'll give you just 1 minute. 1 minute, Shields, that's all. Time in.
Seconds.
How many exits out of there?
Just front and back. They're both covered.
Didn't there used to be a building where that parking lot is?
Yeah, I think so, sir.
10 seconds left.
Hey, wait a minute. All these buildings connect. Gentlemen, I think we're guarding an empty building.
I'll check it out, sir.
Wait a minute, Charlie. Take somebody with you.
Get your men in those buildings. Go.
Commissioner?
should have been more careful.
Commissioner! Commissioner?
Hi, Charlie.
You got hit pretty good, sir.
I know.
I don't know what to say.
That's okay.
Are you in pain, sir?
Not too bad.
Commissioner, I phoned Mrs. McMillan. She knows. It's just been a few minutes.
Haven't they said anything?
No, nothing yet. Mrs. McMillan. This whole thing is my fault. It was supposed to be me, but he just pushed me out of the way.
Charlie, don't make things tougher on yourself than they already are, okay?
Okay. Want a cup of coffee?
Yeah. Oh, Meg. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, Meg.
That slug is awfully close to the artery. We better do it upstairs. Why don't you put a dressing on it, and I'll go tell them what's happening.
How is he?
Well, he's stable right now. We've located the slug, but we can't take it out here. I've got an OR and a surgical team coming free in 40 minutes.
Can it wait that long?
It'll take at least that long to get him ready.
Can I see him?
I suppose so. Just for a minute, please.
How do you feel? The doctor says that you're gonna be fine. They're taking you up to surgery now. I love you, Meg.
I'm sorry. Gotta go now.
better leave him out here for a minute. There's no room in the passageway.
He's been given a pre-op. He should be out soon.
Check the rails. You ready?
Couple of minutes, Doctor.
They're not ready yet. You might as well shut down for a few minutes.
Yes?
Room 440, please.
I'll be right there.
Now get rid of the other one.
He's breathing okay. I'll stay with him a few minutes more.
Commissioner McMillan. He's on the floor, losing a lot of blood.
We'll be right out.
No. No. Just take it easy. It's all right. It's all right. Let's get him up on the table.
Just try and relax.
Fine. check the rails.
I did. They were in place.
Well, why was he left alone in the hallway?
Because they didn't want to block the inside corridor.
Then you should have instructed one of the nurses.
Doctor, I guess
I'm going to report this to the board. We're going to take you in now.
No.
Just relax.
You'll be asleep in a minute. Just relax.
Okay, get the IV going. Take off the dressing. Let's take a look at it.
Oh.
Look close. Call Enright. Enright in the hospital. Room.
It's okay.
411.
It's okay. It's okay. We're going to take care of you. You're going to be all right. Okay, go ahead.
What did he want?
I don't know. Something about call and write to the head man in the hospital.
Hi.
Feeling?
Like the bottom of a birdcage.
Hi, Commish.
Hi, Mildred.
Gee, you had us worried there for a while.
I had me worried, too, but I'm fine.
You were lucky. So was I.
Are they taking good care of you here?
Yes, Mildred, just fine.
Good. I made you some soup.
Thank you.
Ought to get you back on your feet.
Well, now I suppose you can tell us why the commissioner of police was on a drug raid. Next thing you know, you're going to be giving out traffic tickets.
It wasn't just a drug raid. The head of the biggest dope ring in the state, a man called the Possum.
Oh, hey, that's a cute name.
Do you know who he is?
We don't know anything about him. We haven't even gotten close. Anyway, he was supposed to be there.
Oh, I get it. So you thought it would be nice for the top good guy to be on hand to greet the top bad guy, right?
We've been after him for over a year. And then we got a break, a big delivery.
So instead of a large amount of heroin, you wound up with a small amount of lead, right?
Mac, Sergeant Enright is outside.
What's he doing outside?
Well, he's just off. Come on in, Sergeant.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi. I brought these for you.
They're beautiful. Let me put some more on.
You're sorry. You don't know how to say it. And you've been feeling guilty ever since. Will you do the same thing if the situation were reversed?
I wish the situation were reversed.
So do I. Oh.
Sir, I just want to tell you that I'm
Oh, Charlie, forget it. You were doing your job, and I was doing mine, so that's all there is to it.
Thank you, sir.
Remember that the next time I burn your dinner.
Bring me up to date. Sit down.
No, thank you, sir. I would prefer to stand. I get very nervous when I'm sitting down in a hospital.
Lying down in a hospital makes me nervous.
Well, I know it sounds silly, but you see, sir, once when I was a kid, I was sitting down in a hospital corridor. And all of a sudden, this doctor comes by, and he stuck a thermometer in my mouth. And the next thing I know, I've got a fever of 104 degrees, and they've yanked my tonsils out.
Well, unless they've grown back, chances are you're safe. Sit down.
But I still have my appendix.
Stand.
Thank you.
Now tell me.
Okay. Sir, on 4 other simultaneous raids, we arrested 8 pushers, got some guns, and very little junk. You see, sir, they were waiting for Shields to make a delivery.
What about Shields? Has he talked?
No, sir. but his lawyer sure has. He's been screaming that there's no probable cause for the arrest.
Probable cause? What is this? Chicken soup? No offense, Mother.
Just make sure it doesn't all leak out.
You see, sir, Shields' lawyer was at the station house even before we got back there with Shields. That means the Trigamundo's cover was blown even before the raid. They were wise to us.
Well, that's why the possum didn't show. What about Trigamundo? Any word?
No, sir, nothing.
What about the coded message?
Well, I've got 2 boys working on it, but all they're coming up with is nothing.
Mac, you only had surgery a day and a half ago. You should be relaxing. You're not supposed to be sitting around talking about police business.
What did you say?
You're supposed to be relaxing.
No. When was my operation?
Day before yesterday.
This isn't Thursday?
No, Mac, it's Friday.
I knew I should have brought him fish.
What happened to Thursday?
Well, you slept through Thursday.
All day?
You were unconscious for 36 hours.
You're getting shot can be very tiring.
I slept all day?
What's the matter?
I don't know. You ever had a dream that you've known you had and then you couldn't put your finger on it?
Yeah.
Well, what's the matter?
Commissioner, I'm Dr. Eisner. I was the surgeon for your operation. How are you feeling?
Fine.
Good. How are you today?
Relieved.
Yes, I should think. You know, that slug was very close to an artery.
You saved the slug, I hope.
Sir, I've already vouchered that in the ballistics lab.
Oh, good.
I'm just between operations right now, but when I heard you'd regained consciousness, I thought I'd look in on you. You know that scrape on your arm? I didn't miss with my scalpel. You had a little accident.
Accident?
Yes, I'm afraid it's a little embarrassing.
Never seen so many flowers in my life. Who died? I guess if you're somebody really important, you don't have to die to get flowers.
Commissioner, this is Dr. Vale. He assisted me in the operation.
Commissioner?
What's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing. Wait a minute. Somebody did die. I saw it. I saw murder.
What?
Right here in this hospital, 2 men dressed in green. Were smothering another man to death with a pillow.
Where, sir?
I don't know. In one of the rooms.
You were in somebody's room?
But you were unconscious. How'd you get there?
I don't know. I must have walked. I heard a noise, and it awakened me. I know this sounds weird, but I remember it.
What else do you remember?
2 men, dressed in green. I lunged at them, fell into them, and then I passed out. That's just about all I remember.
Now, would you like me to tell you what really happened?
You don't believe me?
Oh, I think that what you think you saw was very real, Commissioner, but you were hallucinating. You had a serious wound, you were in a state of shock, and you were heavily sedated. The sedation alone would account for hallucinations.
But I saw it.
Hallucinations can sometimes seem to be very real.
Look, you say you remember falling. Is that right? Well, I'm afraid you really did fall. That accounts for the scrape on your arm. But you weren't walking into a room. You fell off the gurney. We found you lying next to it.
You mean he was left alone?
No. I instructed the on-duty nurse to keep an eye on him, but she had an emergency that took her off her station for a few minutes.
Anyway, the shock of the fall ended the hallucination. That's why it's the last thing you remember.
It can't be.
Take my word. It is.
Some of our patients may choke when they see their bills, but we don't smother them with pillows.
You know, Commissioner, you're still groggy. It's going to take you a few days to get it all together. Meantime, I think we should all call it a day. You need all the sleep you can get.
He's right.
I'll look in on you later. One more minute.
Okay.
I'll wait outside, too, sir.
See you tomorrow, Commissioner.
Thanks, Mildred. And Charlie, let me know if you hear any more on Trigamundo.
I will, sir.
Now listen, I want you to sleep tight. I'm going to be here in the morning, and no more thinking about Trigamundo. You really had me worried, Mac.
I'll try not to stand in front of any more moving bullets.
And listen, you, if you're going to have any more hallucinations, how about dreaming one up about me?
Oh, I was thinking more of the long, willowy blonde.
Well, why don't you go back to the one with the guy and the pillow? I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and tell that nurse to give you back your wedding ring. I don't like you hanging around the hospital without it on.
Oh.
You really think you saw a murder, don't you, Mac?
Yes, I did.
Well, then, as far as I'm concerned, you saw a murder. Now all we got to do is prove it. Love you.
Dr. Baldwin. Paging Dr. Baldwin. Report to emergency room. Stat.
Hi, Roz.
Hi, Dr. Vale.
Hey, Roz, what time do you get off work tonight?
I'm through at 4, and I come back on at midnight. Why?
Well, what do you say to a little dinner tonight?
Dinner?
Sure. Well, we've never really gotten a chance to know each other, and I think it's time we change that.
Oh, that's sort of like... Ow.
Hey, careful. Better?
Much.
Shall we say we'll meet in the parking lot at 5?
I'll be there, Jim.
Oh, hey, Roz, has anybody talked to you about the other night?
Which other night?
Yeah, about McMillan falling off his gurney.
No?
If anyone wants to know, I asked you to keep an eye on him.
But you didn't.
I know, but what's the difference?
Well, couldn't I be blamed for his accident?
Well, no. You had that emergency in room 440, and well, you had to leave your station.
That's true.
5 o'clock in the parking lot.
Oh, Jim? How about 5:30 at my apartment?
Dr. Bank. Paging Dr. Bank. Report to nurse's station. Stat.
Commissioner, and where do we think we're going?
Oh, I thought I'd just take a little walk.
Oh, we did we?
Yes. Don't you know that when women give birth nowadays, why, they're up and around the very next day. They say it's the best thing.
Well, Commissioner, you had more like a cesarean. And when the offspring is a healthy bullet and the mother has lost as much blood as you have, walking around is frowned upon, at least for a week. Now, are we all quite clear on that point? Mm-hmm.
Mind their own business.
Hello, Commissioner.
Operator, I want the desk on the 4th floor, please. East wing. Yes, this is Dr. Gunther. Would you send Nurse Fisher to my office immediately, please? Thank you. Radiology.
Dr. Scholler, please report to room 428. Dr. Scholler, please report to room 428. Dr. Baldwin, paging Dr. Baldwin, report to emergency room, stat.
I'm sorry, I must have the wrong room.
Oh, so what? Come in anyway. Haven't had a visitor in 2 days. Carl Bruin's the name.
Stuart McMillan.
Oh, yeah, the commissioner. I saw you on the news. I thought the police commissioner just sat behind a big desk all day.
He should.
You hurt bad?
No, I'll be all right.
I'll give you 2 guesses why I'm here.
Yeah, well, let's see. Broken leg?
Ah, you read my chart.
Do you mind telling me how long you've been in here?
Like this? Let's see. 5 days. Broke it Monday.
Have you been out of this room?
Are you kidding?
Did anything unusual happen in the past few nights?
Well, a moth flew down inside my cast. Other than that, it's been your pretty average convalescence. Why?
Just curious.
Hey, you want to play some cards?
No, I really have to get back.
Well, come by any time. If I'm asleep, just write a message on my cast here.
Take it easy, Mr. Bruin.
You too.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Alec Janetta. I was your anesthesiologist.
Hi.
What are you doing out of bed?
Oh, just satisfying an itch.
Did you?
I don't think so.
Is this where it was supposed to have happened?
Is there anybody in this hospital who doesn't know?
Not many. I just got it from a ward attendant. You're the talk of the 4th floor. You still believe you saw a killing, huh?
Convince me that I didn't.
I guess I'm to blame for this whole thing since I'm the one who gave you the shot. You were very heavily sedated, you know.
It seems so real.
Well, drug-induced hallucinations sometimes do. I had a patient once, a single girl who envisioned her wedding while she was under. After the operation, she asked when her husband was going to visit her.
There you are.
Oh.
Now, didn't I tell you not to get out of that bed?
Nurse Fisher, are you everywhere at once?
Yes, including the office of Dr. Gunther, administrator of this hospital.
I think you better hop in.
Okay.
There we go.
Right, now you put your feet right up here. That's a good boy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Commissioner. Especially conscious.
Home, James. Do you know how long the man in 411 has been a patient?
Mr. Bruin? Oh, 4 days.
4
a skiing
days?
accident.
He told me it was 5.
Well, maybe it was 5.
He couldn't move around or anything, could he? Be out of his room, say, Wednesday night?
Not a chance, Commissioner. He's been that way since he got here. Sorry.
How would I go about finding out who died in this hospital in the last 48 hours?
Check the morgue records.
Oh, yeah.
But, Commissioner,
Yeah.
I really do believe that you are getting yourself all worked up over nothing. Now, if there had been a murder in this hospital, don't you think that somebody would know it?
Somebody does know. Me.
I'll get the car, sir.
I don't know why you won't reconsider and stay here another day or two. It's not as though you had your ears pierced.
Look,
now.
I'll stay in bed. I promise. There's no difference between a hospital bed and our bed. A bed's a bed. And besides, the food is so bad here, I can't wait to get back to Mildred's cooking.
Oh, no. I'm going to do all the cooking while you're recuperating.
Do you think they've given away my bed yet?
You want a plant right there.
No, I'm...
Can you do it? Maybe you can start.
Did you get that information from the morgue?
Oh, yes, sir, I sure did. There were no unidentified deaths reported at Bay Area General in the last 3 days. 4 days ago, there was one. John Doe, vagrant, pneumonia, died Wednesday around 4 p.m.
That would be 2 hours before I was shot.
That's right, sir.
Commissioner, is there any way I can get you to change your mind?
No.
Well, we can't keep you here against your will, of course. But that was quite a wound you had. I think you're making a big mistake checking out today.
Don't worry, Doctor. My wife will take good care of me. Thanks for everything.
Please, take it easy.
I will.
And now, back to search for a smile.
Philip?
Oh, what is it,
Oh,
Terry?
this is a good one, Commissioner. Listen, I think I better tell you a little bit about it and get you caught up with it. You see the girl with her hair piled on top of her head?
Mhm.
That's Terry Talbot. Now, her father is the mayor, and he's up for re-election. But she has just discovered that she's pregnant, and she doesn't know whether Mark, the law student, is the father or whether it's Philip, her boss. Now, if it's Mark, she wants the baby. If it's Philip, well, she may commit suicide.
Now I know where they get the name for this show.
Oh, gosh, I hope it's Mark. Terry would make a lovely mother.
I can't believe they'd actually show this stuff.
Oh, yeah, wait till you see the next one. It's called How Far Will You Go? People come dressed up as pizzas and ice cream cones just to get the prize of the week.
Can't wait.
Oh, it's, yeah.
Lunchtime. I fixed you something really special.
Oh, it looks swell.
You're gonna like this, Mac. Just hold on. There it is.
What is this?
Your lunch.
It doesn't look like lunch. It doesn't even look like food.
Don't be silly. That's all very good for you. I just spent an hour at the health food store, and that's gonna have you up and around and on your feet in no time.
What's this?
That's yogurt and brewer's yeast. Very organic. That'll give you your strength back.
It isn't worth it. Oh. What's this?
Kelp.
Seaweed?
Yes, full of vitamin K. Very good to clot the blood.
Whatever happened to good old chicken soup? Ah, my savior, the chicken soup fairy.
Yeah, listen, the program I wanted you to see is on. Excuse me, would you please?
Mrs. Edna Marie Vincenzi, how far will you go?
All the way. All the way.
All right.
Hello? No, I'm sorry. Listen, he's asleep.
Sally.
No, wait, hold on one second.
This is a brand new car.
Yeah, Charlie.
I'm gonna blitz.
Behind another of those doors.
All right, don't say a word to him or his attorney. I'll be right down. Mildred.
You'll be right down. Sergeant Enright cannot handle this by himself.
Go for the curtain, dummy!
It won't take long.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Mrs. Edna Marie Vincenzi.
Take your time.
How far?
It's only blood.
Now, at the outset, I'd like it clearly understood that my client is here voluntarily. I've explained his constitutional rights to him, and of course, he doesn't have to say anything.
That's the law.
Yes. Now, my client has refused to answer any questions. However, at this juncture, Commissioner, he might be willing to cooperate if we could come to some sort of agreement.
On?
Well, you know, one hand washes the other.
Your client's hands are filthy. Mine are clean.
But empty, eh, Commissioner?
Not exactly. I've got your client, remember?
Yes, but we know that he's not the man that you want. But that he might be able to help you if the price is right.
I don't make deals. Right now, your client is about to be indicted for attempted murder. And that could mean up to 25 years. And right now, that's what I'd like to recommend. But if he cooperates, I'll bring it to the attention of the court.
Well, Commissioner, I had in mind something a bit more concrete. Like, say, a zip to 3.
The walls and floor of his cell are going to be concrete for the next 25 years if he doesn't cooperate.
Look, it's...
You don't have to say anything.
Shut up. You're not going away for 25 years. What do you want to know?
What were you doing at the Embarcadero Hotel?
I was supposed to get a shipment.
Of what?
Heavy drugs. Different kinds.
The possum. What do you know about him?
I never heard of him.
Don't pull my leg or I'll send you back right now.
Okay. He's the top man.
His name?
No idea.
What does he look like?
I've never seen him. I never dealt with him directly.
Who's your contact?
A tall guy. Never used any names. Tall, dark.
How does he work?
He'd call me when he had some stuff. Tell me where to be.
What do you know of an undercover policeman named John Trigamundo?
Nothing.
We were talking about John Trigamundo.
I said I don't know anything.
Get him out of here.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I once heard the big guy say some cop was nosing around. He said they'd have to take care of him.
How?
I don't know.
Listen, you. Either you talk or I'm going to throw you the hell out of here. Now make up your mind.
What do you want?
A lead.
Okay. Sometimes when the big guy'd phone, I'd hear names being called in the background.
Names? What kind of names?
Who paid attention?
Is that all you got?
Hey, that's everything, so help me.
All right, you can leave.
Commissioner, give me a break. I gave you everything I have.
I know, including a .38 slug in my gut.
Well, sir, what did you think?
When I was in the hospital, I heard names being called all the time over the loudspeaker. Dr. So-and-so, Mr. This, Mr. That. Let me see that message again. It was right in front of us all the time.
What was?
What's the part that was so confusing?
Oh, that stuff about his deserving an award for patience.
Read it now.
A hospital ward. He was telling us where he was.
And where he was killed. That was no hallucination I had. It was Trigamundo. Shields was getting calls from a hospital.
Bay Area General.
No wonder we had trouble finding the possum. What a perfect cover-up. A hospital.
Come in. Mac. I'm sorry I didn't get in to see you. How are you?
I feel fine, thanks, Bob.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Now, what is all this about a murder in my hospital?
Just like I told you on the phone. A man was murdered on the night I was operated on. I think I know who it was. One of my men named John Trigamundo.
I don't know what to say. Seems impossible.
It's not impossible.
Of course, you know, I'll help you in any way I can. I'm at your disposal.
Thank you. I'd like your records on everybody who was on duty that night. Doctors Eisner, Vale, Janetta, Nurse Fisher.
No problem. Anything else?
Well, I might need the records, anything you can find on anybody who was associated with the hospital.
Mac,
Mac, you're talking about more than 1,000 people.
I know. If you would send them to Sergeant Enright, he'll take care of it.
Okay.
One more thing. There was a John Doe vagrant who died here the same night, supposedly of pneumonia. I'd like anything you can find on him.
You think that's your man?
I don't know.
Okay. I'll get all these things to Sergeant Enright as soon as I can.
I'd like you to talk to Mr. Bruin, the man with the broken leg. I didn't get much of a chance to question him about the other night.
Okay, where will you be?
I think it's time to make my rounds on the ward for patients.
Trigamundo's message?
Exactly.
Sir, don't you think you ought to let me do that?
No, I feel fine.
The temperature feels all right. Pulse is good. No shortage of breath. You got lots of wind.
Dr. Scholler.
That's still sensitive? Well, I'd better. You're recovering very well.
You through playing doctor?
Sir?
Did you remember to bring the photograph?
Yes, sir. Here it is. It was taken a couple of years ago, but I don't think he's changed much, except maybe a little bit longer hair.
Thanks, Charlie. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give you much help, Commissioner. I've only just been assigned to this floor.
Can you tell me which bed the patient occupied when he was here?
Yeah, that I can do. Let's see. Yes, here it is. Died of pneumonia?
Yeah.
Okay, then, be that bed right over there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll nose around a bit if you don't. What's wrong with the man in the next bed?
Old Dave Duncan? Not much. He's a regular visitor around here. This time he told us he had pain shooting up his left leg and down his right.
Regular freeway system. How you doing, Dave?
Can't speak. Laryngitis.
In your legs?
It's a complication.
I'd hate to talk to the admissions people about you.
You one of the social welfare people?
No. Police commissioner.
I don't know anything.
About what?
About anything.
The man who was in the bed next to you Wednesday night.
There's lots of people been in that bed, sir. I mean, what is it?
His hair was longer when you saw him.
I don't think I ever seen this guy before.
You saying this guy was not in that bed?
I ain't saying he wasn't. I ain't saying he wasn't. I'm a sick man. I don't pay any attention to people around here. Sorry. Gotta take my nap now.
Okay, Mr. Duncan. I'm not through with you yet. Sleep tight.
Any luck?
Not a whole lot.
Listen, he usually goes out for some air around lunchtime. Maybe you can talk to him again out there.
Thanks.
Okay.
Well, I remember them wheeling you by, and then Jim said to keep an eye on you.
Jim?
Dr. Vale.
Oh.
There wasn't anything unusual about it. I mean, if you think you have a malpractice suit against Jim or something.
Miss Beach, please, relax. I'm not trying to sue anybody. I'm just trying to solve a murder.
Well, as long as that's all. Want a French fry?
Oh, yes, thank you. So, you were called away?
The patient in 440, an emergency.
Genuine?
Oh, absolutely. I had to get an oxygen tent for him.
What's wrong with him?
Asthma.
On medication?
Every 4 hours.
Who administers the medication?
Whoever's on duty. I gave them to him that evening.
Where do you get them?
From his cubicle in the medical room.
So that means somebody could switch the medication, couldn't they? Giving him something that knew wouldn't help his asthma, like sugar pills or whatever.
Placebos. Well, I guess so. Anyone could do that.
Then it would have to be someone who knew what would happen if the proper medication were kept from him. Someone who knew it would take a few hours.
Somebody with a medical knowledge, yes, like a doctor.
Or a nurse. Well, Thank you, Miss Beach. I must run. I have a lunch date. I'm sorry to bother you on your break.
Oh, that's all right. I hope you find who you're looking for.
Me too.
This one's yours.
Very nice of you, Ming Toy.
Don't be silly. What loving wife wouldn't want to be with her husband for his last meal?
Why, the blood hasn't eaten its way through my shirt yet. I may even make it to dinner.
Just think, if you'd stayed here as a patient, all this could have been yours and free lunches. Eat up.
Mmm. Delicious.
Very special. I made them with my own hands.
Why, it doesn't look a bit like your hands.
This is good, if I do say so myself. Did you find that missing policeman yet?
No, but it was here.
Any proof?
Well, there's a patient here who I'm sure knows something, but he won't talk. He's usually around here at lunchtime. Ah, speaking of the devil. Mr. Duncan.
What is it now, Commissioner, please?
Same thing as before.
Look, Commissioner, would you please get off my back? If I had anything to say to you, I would have said it.
Why don't you let me try?
You don't know what to ask.
Trust me. Mr. Duncan.
Huh?
I bet you get tired pushing this heavy chair around all day.
Yeah, it does get pretty heavy.
Why don't you let me push it for a little while?
That would be nice, Miss...
Sally. Call me Sally.
Sally. All right, call me Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Come on, here we go.
Are you a nurse?
You don't have to do that. I'll push it.
Are you a nurse here?
Nope.
Doctor?
No.
Some kind of lawyer?
No.
You do know that big guy over there?
Yes, a little bit. He's my husband.
Oh, let me out of here, please. It's a conspiratory. I don't want to talk.
Dave, he needs your help. He needs it badly.
Listen, young lady. Every time I open my mouth to say something, I say something terrible.
One of my husband's men was killed, and he thinks it might have been by somebody in that hospital.
Well, I didn't do it.
I know that.
By a doctor or somebody?
Yes. And there's no way of telling who might be next.
I'm going to tell you something, Sally. Your husband. This has got to be in strictest confidence.
I won't tell anybody.
Your husband showed me a picture?
Yes, the man he thought might have been murdered.
Yeah, well, I seen him. He was in the next bed to me. I spotted right away he couldn't be one of us up there.
How?
Because no bum has near perfect teeth. That's how. Huh?
Wow, is that observant?
I could tell the minute I laid eyes on him. You know, when he first came in, he said he was feeling poorly. Before you know it, he's up out of the bed, and he's sniffing around. He's sniffing there, he's sniffing here. I says right out in the open to him, I says, what are you doing? And he says to me, looking for bad guys. Them was his exact words. Looking for bad guys.
Are you all right?
Spies. Trying to boot me out of here. Gotta know all the little tricks, too, you know.
I can tell that. Well, did he see any bad guys?
One night, he came back looking pretty chipper, you know. Fell asleep with a smile on his face, and then something terrible happened. I think he really began to feel poorly because all of a sudden, he got all laid up in the bed. He couldn't move, he couldn't speak, he couldn't talk. Then before you know it, they took him out. For more tests or something, I guess. And he never came back.
When was that?
Oh, I know. Monday, Tuesday, we were early in the week sometime. But, you know, it was like all of a sudden he went into a coma. But once he opened his eyes, and he looked right into mine, and he said, they're getting to me. I guess he was talking about them bad guys, you know. And then he just collapsed. And he never spoke again.
Now, which doctor was taking care of him?
Yeah, no, they was all taking care of him. At least they tried. They didn't know what the hell was the matter with him.
You did.
Tell me.
Well, you see, I heard a commotion in the next bed, and it was dark. I pretended to be asleep. So, and two guys came into the room. One of them was very tall. And one guy held him down. The other guy gave him a hypodermic needle or something. A shot of some kind. And all of a sudden, he just passed out or something.
Wow, Mac was right. Why didn't you tell anybody?
Tell anybody? After what they did to the guy in the next bed? Can you imagine what they do to an old geezer like me? Besides, I was scared.
Well, nobody can blame you.
All the same, I wasn't very proud.
Dave, could you identify the two men?
No, I couldn't. You see, it was too dark. I couldn't make them out. Besides, the doctor's back was to me.
Well, how do you know it was a doctor?
Because the one guy called him doctor. I heard him.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure I heard him.
Dave, thank you very much. You know, if there's anything that my husband and I can do for you.
Oh, no. Thank you, Sally. Thank you. That's okay. Listen, I'm figuring on splitting this place pretty soon anyway. It's getting kind of chilly around here, you know. I got my eye on a nice little hospital down in Palm Springs that I hear good things about. And I've been needing a gallbladder operation for a long time.
Dave, I'm gonna wheel you in.
Oh, fine. Oh, please. No offense, Sally. And you're a gorgeous young thing, but the less I'm seen talking to you, the better.
Gotcha.
Who diagnosed the death?
It says Dr. Helms. Huh?
What?
Helms is in Europe. He's been away for the last 2 weeks.
And the death certificate?
Gone.
Where's the body?
It says here he wanted his body cremated.
As if he never even existed. How could he even prove it was him?
Well, if he'd been operated on, we'd have it on videotape, but he wasn't.
Videotape?
Frankly, sir, I think everyone has an absolutely perfect alibi. They were all with someone or doing something.
What about Mr. Bruin?
Well, there's no way they could have moved him out of his room. He's no phony. He really had a broken leg. And I saw his x-ray.
He says he doesn't remember a thing about that night.
Yeah. Best night's sleep he's ever had since he got here. Slept like a baby.
It doesn't make any sense. One of the patients identified Chegamundo, so he was here. And that John Doe vagrant with a case of pneumonia. What a phony that is. His death certificate's missing, and I saw murder in room 411.
Well, sir, maybe it was in another room.
If it wasn't in that room, it didn't happen.
Well, sir, maybe it...
No maybe. It happened. Here we are.
Where, sir?
Video room. Thought you might like to watch a little television.
Television? I thought you hated those daytime programs.
I'm in this one.
We tape most of the operations from 2 angles, mainly for interns and student nurses' use.
And this one's mine?
Right here.
What are we looking for, sir?
I don't know. But at this point, I'll take anything.
Ready?
Yes.
They weren't ready, so I shut down for a few minutes.
Oh. Are we gonna really see the operation now?
Would you rather wait outside?
No. I'll watch. You watch.
Just don't sit down. Oh, yeah, I couldn't make him understand me. Do you have the other angle?
Sure.
Why do you have two angles?
So the students can see everyone at their jobs.
Is taping a common practice?
More and more in teaching hospitals. Send these all over the country.
Can you freeze it? Okay. Thank you. Let's go. Oh, I'd like this tape, both of these tapes, locked up as evidence.
Evidence of what, sir?
I'm not sure, but it's there. I know it.
You mean you're not hungry at all?
No, I gotta go. I'm late.
Mac, you're never going to heal up if you keep running around the hospital personally conducting this investigation. Can't Sergeant Enright handle it?
He's got plenty to do. Besides, I go today not as a cop, but as a patient.
A master of disguise.
The doctor wants to see me, give me a shot, change the bandages, and I have to give him a little blood.
Haven't you given enough already? Shh.
I'll eat breakfast later. Bye.
Bye.
Wait a minute, let me try. There.
Wound looks good. You're a fast healer.
Requirement of the job.
I hope you're not afraid of needles.
Not if you give me a lollipop. Doctor, were you on duty when I was brought in?
No, I wasn't. I was at home.
Can you verify that?
You don't quit, do you, Commissioner?
It's another qualification of the job, I'm afraid. You all right?
I am fine, Commissioner. I was with my wife, all right?
Fine. What am I getting?
You want the medical name?
Does it have a lot of A's and E's in it?
About 30.
Forget it.
Commissioner, I have had it. All these questions, these insinuations from your Sergeant Enright, who does he think he is?
Just a police officer investigating a murder, that's all.
Well, he's running around treating us all like we're suspects.
You are.
I will not be treated like a common criminal.
Hey, take it easy, will you? What are you getting excited about?
Just tell him to lay off, huh? Or else read me my rights and I'll hire a lawyer.
This thing's got us all a bit nervous, you know. Look, I'm running a little bit late. I've got rounds to make. Can you finish that yourself?
Well, if I can't, I'll call in Nurse Fisher.
Good. She'll give you your lollipop, too. You know, you're not 100% yet, so take it kind of easy, okay?
You too.
I want to see you tomorrow. Will you come in?
Fine. What time?
In the afternoon.
I'll be here.
Take it easy.
Dr. Abrams, please call the X-ray lab. Dr. Cohen, please report to the pathology lab.
Commissioner?
Excuse me, miss. Have you seen Commissioner McMillan? He was supposed to be in that room having a bandage changed.
No, I haven't.
Thank you.
But I did see a patient being wheeled out of there.
A patient?
Yes. One of the attendants who works in physical therapy took a man out of there.
When was this?
Oh, about a minute ago.
Where's the physical therapy room?
In the basement.
Thank you very much. Here we go, Commissioner. This is going to have to be it. We just emptied the machine.
Thanks, Charlie.
How you feeling, sir?
A lot better. Thanks, Charlie. Now we're even.
Hey, that's right. That's right. You know, that makes me feel a lot better.
You can tell me the medical name of it now, Dr. Eisner.
What are you talking about?
The injection you gave me. What was it?
An antibiotic.
Like hell it was. It put me out long enough for somebody to nearly strangle me to death. Now you tell me what it was.
Let me see it. It's pyomethylane. Or in your terms, a knockout drug. Harmless, but very effective. Guaranteed to work and nothing flat.
That's not possible.
Go ask the dead man down in the basement how possible it is. Now you tell me how it got in there. Who has access to that cabinet?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Doctors, nurses.
Even floor attendants.
All right. Suppose somebody switched labels. Whoever did it would have to know which antibiotic I was supposed to have. Now, how could a floor attendant do that?
By reading your chart. There's all your medications listed on it. See, that's today's date and the name of the antibiotic you were supposed to get. Anyone could read it.
And anyone could change the label. So it looks like you're back where you started from.
It seems the person you're chasing is a very clever individual.
Not so clever. He already made 2 mistakes. He's bound to make a third, and that'll be his downfall.
What were the 2 mistakes?
Not trying to kill me the first time and not succeeding the second. I want you to find out who that guy was upstairs. Find out where he lived. Search the place.
Yes, sir. Just one thing, sir.
Huh.
I insist on driving you home.
Oh. You talked me into it.
Ooh, I've seen enough doctors this week to last me a lifetime.
Do you know what he was after?
No, sir, I don't. It was over on the desk. It looked like a small book.
What was he wearing?
Something heavy.
Nothing in there, Commissioner.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Well, it looks like there's still one step ahead of us.
Do we have anything on this guy?
Not in our files.
His name is Wells?
Yeah, Sheldon Wells. Been with the hospital for about a year. Other than that, they don't know much about him.
Washington?
Working on it now.
Why do you suppose he didn't kill me?
Your lovable face, no doubt.
Well, he obviously didn't have any respect for the back of my face.
Come on. This time I'll drive you home. Right? You know, some people would find it odd to have chicken soup for breakfast, but I rather enjoy it.
Well, I'm very glad, because I have 3 pots of it.
3? What are you expecting, the plague?
No, they were running a sale on chicken wings, and I bought 60 of them.
Speaking of the infirm, that must be Charlie now.
Why? Something wrong with Sergeant Enright?
Good morning.
Morning.
How's your head?
Which one, the left or the right?
What happened?
Did it swell up?
Oh, just a little bit, about the size of a baseball.
Sit down.
Boy, it looks like somebody tried to hit it right out of the park.
What happened?
I'm really not sure.
Have a cup of coffee.
Thank you.
Listen, to go with that, would you like some coffee cake or donuts?
Both of those would be great.
Isn't anyone going to tell me what happened to Sergeant Enright?
He was searching through Sheldon Wells' apartment. Somebody hit him over the head.
Thank you, Mildred.
Would you like some chicken soup?
Chicken soup? It's 9 in the morning.
So, can a chicken tell time?
You know, it was probably Wells that clobbered you.
Couldn't have been. He was killed yesterday.
How?
Charlie shot him.
Why?
He was trying to kill me, that's why.
Oh, well, it's nice to have friends working for you.
It's okay, he didn't succeed.
And that explains your presence at the breakfast table.
Why
right?
didn't you tell me about this last night?
Because if I told you, you'd worry. And when you worry, you don't sleep. And when you don't sleep, you don't let me sleep. And the doctor told me to get lots of sleep, so that's why I didn't tell you.
Do you think Wells is behind it all?
No, I don't. I think he was just a hired hand.
Well, do you have any idea who it might have been that tried to kill you?
Could have been anybody. Doctors, nurses, even Gunther, for that matter.
You know, Mac, you're going to have to stop running this investigation personally. You know you're going to get hurt at that hospital.
Yes, but then he'd be right there if anything happened.
We are on the verge of breaking the biggest dope ring in the state. The man behind it already tried to kill me. He's in that hospital somewhere, and I'm going to find him if I have to turn it upside down. And don't worry. I'm in no great danger because Charles Enright is with me.
Gee, I don't know about that. Between the 2 of you, you don't even have one healthy body.
Ow!
Where do we stand on the whereabouts of all of our suspects?
Well, sir, I couldn't find anybody to swear yes or no that Dr. Vale was or was not in his office that night. But every time I talked to him, sir, I had the distinct impression that he was trying to hide something.
About Janetta?
Oh, well, like the man says. A couple of nurses, a couple of patients. He was here, he was there.
Means nothing. What about Eisner?
Oh, you mean the car phone?
What car phone?
His car phone. That's where they located him that night.
What do you know? Our first out-and-out lie. He said he was home. He said his wife could verify it.
Well, maybe the operator was wrong, sir.
Yeah, maybe the earth is flat. You said you were home the night of the murder.
I was.
The operator says you were in your car.
The operator is wrong.
Is she?
Absolutely.
Well, let's ask her again.
No, wait. All right, I was in my car. I was driving.
Where?
Just around. I often take a drive at night when I'm overworked and tired.
Overworked and tired. Isn't that a rather strange way to get relief? Staying awake and driving?
All right, I wasn't just driving. I was looking for someone.
Looking for someone. Who?
My wife. She's been out a lot lately. I was looking for her.
Where?
The kind of places I thought she might be.
Anyone see you in these places?
I don't think so.
The operator said you were here 5 minutes after she called. Were you on your way here?
Yes. It was better than being home.
That's one explanation.
Is there another?
You could have been coming here to kill a policeman.
That's absurd.
That's what you said when I told you I saw a murder being committed. And that's what you said when I told you I thought it was one of your hospital staff.
I am not a murderer.
I didn't say you were.
But I'm a suspect.
Everybody's suspect.
Commissioner, there are a lot of good people in this hospital.
And at least one who isn't.
Dr. Price? Dr. Price? Report to surgery. Stat. Paging Dr. Atkins. Please report to nurses station. Paging Dr. Atkins. Please report to nurses station.
Aha! Sitting down.
Oh, Commissioner, the way I feel, if you want to take my tonsils out for the second time, be my guest.
Any news from Washington on Wells?
Any news? They've got enough on Wells to make him into two crooks. Yeah. He was in the Canadian Army, sir, and he received a dishonorable discharge from Her Majesty's service for pushing hard drugs. He beat a jail sentence because nobody would testify against him. He's got 2 drug arrests with no conviction and 1 murder charge. And the only witness to the murder fell off a roof conveniently a week before the trial.
Nice guy, this Wells.
Yeah, there was one thing of note in his Army record, sir. He worked as an attendant in an Army hospital.
So none of this is new to him. Perfect go-between. New drugs, new medicine. Let's go in here. The team we're operating on me are going to be working together in a little while.
Commissioner, I still feel creepy whenever I watch one of these operations.
Looking down at them is better than looking up at them. Who's that?
That's the head nurse, Miss Fisher.
You questioned her yet?
Oh, no, sir.
Maybe we should. Miss Fisher?
Oh, Commissioner, you surprised me.
Do you mind if I sit down?
Well, I think you'd better. You don't look too well.
Well, it's nice to talk to a nurse who's a pessimist for a change.
Just a little reverse psychology, that's all, Commissioner.
Miss Fisher, I'm trying to piece together what happened specifically on the night of the murder.
Don't you mean alleged murder?
No, I mean murder. Were you on the team that performed my operation?
I was.
Would you tell me about it, step by step?
Well, let's see. First, I got the team together. And then doctors Vale and Janetta came in. They scrubbed. I tied on their masks. Then Dr. Eisner came in and I helped him. Then we had to wait for the room to get set up. And that's about it.
Then all 3 were in the same room, ready to go.
That's right.
Where were you?
I was with them.
The whole time?
Commissioner, surely you don't suspect me.
Everybody's suspect.
I was with them the whole time, yes.
Could anybody have left the room unnoticed?
It wouldn't be very good practice. His garments would be contaminated.
Yes, but could he?
Well, I suppose so, but as I said, it wouldn't be very good practice.
On the other hand, Miss Fisher, if somebody wanted to commit murder, he'd hardly be worried whether his clothes were contaminated or not, now would he?
No, I suppose he wouldn't.
Hello, Mr. Bruin. How you feeling?
Lousy. I've always been active. Like to walk, play golf.
And you will again, Mr. Bruin.
Sure. Hey, don't ever break your leg, Commissioner. It's really no fun.
I'll try to remember that.
Solve your mystery yet?
Not yet. We're working on it.
Well, today's my day to go out and get some fresh air. Maybe you'll help me get some sleep for a change.
Enjoy it.
I will.
So you still say this was the room?
I still say.
But he didn't hear a thing. No, slept like a baby. Those were his words.
No, That wasn't quite it. What was it?
Oh, yeah, there was something else. Let me see. Best night's sleep he's had since he got here. What are you thinking?
About a good night's sleep. Mr. Bruin! Mr. Bruin. On the night of the murder, you said you didn't hear a sound and that you had your best night's sleep since you got here. Is that correct?
That's what I said.
How did you sleep the night before?
Lousy.
And the night after?
I told you, not so good. In fact, awful.
So the one night he slept well was the night of the murder?
Do you think he was drugged, sir?
You bet your life.
You mean someone slipped me a Mickey?
That's why you didn't hear or see anything. That's exactly why the killer chose your room. No one would believe it could be in an occupied room. It's a perfect place.
So then how come you didn't see me?
The curtain. You were behind it. It never occurred to me that you'd be behind a curtain.
Some nerve. Taking advantage of a cripple. Dr. Gunther, what kind of a hospital are you running here?
I'm beginning to wonder.
Hey, Doctor, before I go to sleep tonight, do you think maybe I could get just a little of that stuff?
You don't need drugs to help you sleep, Mr. Bruin. What you need is some fresh air. May I take him now?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Mr. Bruin.
Going down.
So long. Hey, wait a minute. I forgot my cap.
Here it is.
Pretty snappy, huh?
He must have gotten his drug with dinner or in place of his late-night medication.
Well, sir, that means that whoever did it was planning to use that room.
Everything's starting to fall into place. At least now we know how.
No, a lot more than that. We know who as well. Get Nurse Beach back up here.
Can I get you some coffee, Dr. Gunther?
Please.
Show us the other end. Back it up. Start it. Breathe. I told you when I woke up, I heard a man scream for help. I got in the room, I saw two men, both with caps and masks, smothering a man to death. I tried to stop it and couldn't, and that's just about all I remember. Miss Fisher,
Yes, sir.
what is your procedure just before surgery?
Well, I make sure that everything's ready in the operating room. The staff is all there. And then I take the caps and the masks into the scrub room, and I wait for the doctors to arrive.
Mm-hmm. What do you do when they get there?
I help them into their masks, and I tie their gowns.
And do you tie their masks?
I just said that.
Do you do them all at once?
No, I do them individually as each doctor comes in.
Would you please demonstrate with Sergeant Enright just what you do?
Sergeant, would you put this on, please? Now, the doctors have just scrubbed, so their hands are all wet. And then would you scrunch down, thank you. Then I tie the masks over their faces, like this. And that's all there is to it.
Dr. Eisner, is that accurate?
Yes, yes, it is.
You both agree?
Of course.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Thank you, Miss Fisher. I won't waste any more of your time. I know who the killer is. Actually, I should have known who he was all along. The evidence was right in front of me. You all agree Miss Fisher helps you on with your masks. You come from the scrub room into the operating room. Now, if Miss Fisher ties the masks after the caps were already on, that means they had to be tied over the caps. Now, there's one thing I forgot to mention about the other night. I pulled the killer's cap off. Silly little thing like that, hardly worth remembering. Such a small event. But since I pulled the killer's cap off, he had to put it on again. He put it on again in a hurry to assume his position in the operating room. In his rush to get back, he put his cap on over the strings of the mask. Now take a look at the screen. There's only one man with his cap on over the strings of the mask. The head of the biggest dope ring in the state, the man who killed John Trigamundo. Him.
You're a smart man, Commissioner. Too smart.
You shoot me, and Red'll shoot you.
All right. And you listen to me. I'm leaving this room. And if anyone follows me, I'm going to shoot everyone out there who happens to be near me. Patients, doctors, nurses, everyone. You understand?
Yes. Let him go, Charlie.
But he'll get away.
No, he won't. Speech. Dr. Eisner, this is pyomethylane, the same knockout drug Janetta substituted when you gave me my antibiotic injection. While y'all were watching the TV monitor, Miss Beach put some in his coffee, which I watched him drink. How much would it take to put him out?
2, 3 drops.
Oh, dear. I'm afraid Miss Beach used a lot more than that. You can pick up your Dr. Janetta now.
Terry, don't you see? Whoever the father is, we know one thing for sure, that you are the mother. Now, doesn't that mean anything to you at all?
How can I live, not knowing who the father of my child is?
My darling Terry, the father is whoever raises him, loves him, takes him to ball games.
What are you trying to say, George?
That I love you, and I want to marry you.
Well, how are we feeling?
You sound like a nurse.
You act like a patient.
Enjoy the show, Commissioner?
Don't be silly. I was just flicking through the channels.
You looked awfully interested to me.
Nah, these shows really clip your wings. You have to stay home and watch them every day to know what's going to happen next.
Mag, it is just a male chauvinist ploy to keep the women of America chained to their kitchen portables while they do their housework.
Well, they don't get away with any of that nonsense with this cookie. I watch the big set in the living room.
Oh, well then, can I take the portable with me to the office tomorrow?
Kids like it. It's tricky. That's lovely.
Thank you. I don't think.
A lot of sticks, but a lot of houses with the sticks.
And now for some dessert. An after-dinner drink.
What was that dessert over there?
Ah, cherries jubilee with spumoni.
Looks more like a flamethrower to me.
I'll just have a chocolate mousse and the cognac, please.
I think I'll have the Tortoni Luigi.
Coffee, Luigi.
I'll have the same, Luigi.
I am not Luigi. I am only Alfredo.
Why don't you try the espresso?
Oh, you think?
Well, if you don't like it, I'll finish it.
One espresso Luigi. Very nice.
There he goes with the Luigi again.
Everything around here is something, Luigi. It's his restaurant.
Faye, in memory of this wonderful evening, I think that we should name our first child Luigi.
Well, what if he's a girl?
Oh. Well, in that case, I think we ought to name him Shirley.
Well, he's gone bananas.
It's called love. Charlie? If I could tear you away for a moment.
Oh,
I'd like to
yes,
propose
yes.
a toast.
Of course, Mac.
For Charlie, replacing you will neither be easy nor agreeable.
I hope you're doing the right thing. Of course he is.
You're not letting me finish my toast.
It's not you, Faye. It's Charlie, 11 years on the force. All that pension and security just going out the window. What are you laughing about?
The idea of security and being a cop.
I think Charlie has a great future. I'm sure that he will double his salary in no time.
Let's drink to that.
I will indeed.
And I'd like to propose a toast to Faye, who has instilled in me a confidence I never knew I had.
That's so lovely.
Tell me, Charlie, what are your plans after your resignation is official?
Well, sir, I've already had a couple of feelers from two very respectable investigative agencies.
Mm-hmm. They make a firm offer?
One of them did. But I'm not going to rush into anything until I'm absolutely sure it's what I want. I know I definitely do not want to be a gumshoe.
What's a gumshoe?
A private detective who follows people around.
Well, what else does a private detective do?
Well, those big agencies have good administrative men, too.
And that's the kind of job I'm hoping to land. Not that working with you hasn't been terrific, sir, but the hours do leave a lot to be desired.
And you think you'll enjoy working from 9 until 5?
You bet I will. It'll give me more chance to be with Faye.
Mm-hmm. We just missed the turn off Broadway.
Mm-hmm. But that's the way to work.
My car's at the work, remember?
Yes. Okay, I'll turn here and double back.
want to stop by the house?
No, thank you, sir. It's getting rather late. Thanks for a terrific evening.
Good night. Good night, Sally. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Yes, and we're going to have to do this again soon, right, Sergeant?
You bet. Good night.
Good night.
The whole thing is incredible. I mean, who is she?
Where is she?
Probably parked somewhere looking at the stars.
Listen, I've been waiting up all night to meet this great new love of his.
The whole thing is fishy. All of a sudden, he's in love. I mean, no warning at all.
What did you expect? Fanfare?
Yeah, what's she like?
Very attractive. Oh, hello there.
Good evening.
Beneath the surface of all that love and kisses, I detect a patronizing attitude. Besides, she's definitely not Sergeant Enright's type.
How can you say that?
I don't even know what type she is.
Besides, I don't even know what that means.
Maybe he's not her type. What does she see in him?
Now that is chauvinistic.
I thought you had to be a man to be chauvinistic.
No, a woman can be sure. Are you still here?
Of course I'm still here. Anyway, Sergeant Enright's future is my concern, too.
I think it's time for you to say goodnight.
Not by a long shot.
All right, I'll grant you she is attractive and wholesome in appearance. But what do we know about her? Where does she come from? How does she live so lavishly?
You sound like a mother hen that's lost her little chick.
Well, Sergeant Enright's like a part of our family.
She has a wealthy father in Denver. That much I'll tell you. And besides, we haven't lost a son. We've gained a daughter.
Well, somehow I don't feel maternal towards her.
Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Beat it.
Tell you what we'll do. We'll have her over for lunch. Then we'll give her the good old third degree.
Ladies, please, leave him alone. It's Enright's life.
We'll think of something, Mildred.
All right.
You don't really think she's that bad, do you?
Mac, I just hate to see Sergeant Enright throwing his life away.
He's not throwing his life away. He's changing his job.
Something does not ring true about her. I'm sure of it.
I realize this is not a retirement luncheon. Charlie's much too young for that. But I do want to present him with this gold watch as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much, sir. That is a beauty. Well, it's been 11 great years with the police department. And the last 5 years with you, sir, have been more than gratifying. Thank you. I have made enough friends to last me an entire lifetime. And I hope that you won't hold it against me for leaving. It's certainly not because of any dissatisfaction with the work or the fine people that I've worked with. It's just that there comes a time in every man's life when he must reassess his career goals. And if I may speak frankly, sir, I'm hoping to better myself financially. So from the bottom of my heart, may I thank you for this wonderful luncheon and this beautiful watch. And I think I'd better sit down now and stop talking before I change my mind. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to miss you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
He really quit, didn't he, Mildred?
Yeah, but he'll still come around. He's a pushover for my cooking.
Who's a pushover for your cooking?
Sergeant Enright.
He's a pushover for anybody's cooking.
Gee, thanks, Commissioner.
Hello.
Let me see what.
Oh, is that her?
Fabulous Faye.
Wow, look at that jewelry. Look at those threads. That must cost more than he makes in a year. Well, now I understand everything. He couldn't possibly support her on a sergeant's salary.
Mildred, if her father in Denver is supposed to have all that money, what difference does it make what his salary is?
That's not the point. Charlie will provide for him on his own, without anybody's help.
Mr. Herschel, rumor has it that you're not running for re-election.
Rumor has it wrong. I'm making it official that my campaign has started, as of now.
Give him hell, Jerry.
Any further questions?
Yes, well, I would like to know why you're not going to run.
I think it's just fine. It demonstrates the mayor's awareness of fiscal responsibility, and at the same time, the budget shows the man to be a humanitarian.
Sound enthusiastic, Herb.
Just because I'm the city controller doesn't make me a tightwad. I've been around too long to be rattled by the penny pinchers.
Morning, Herb.
Commissioner. Oh, Commissioner.
How are you coming with the budget problem?
Stinks. But what can you do? The economy's killing all of us.
You didn't tell me about it. I lost insight to the economy.
I thought you lost him to a woman.
Same thing, isn't it?
There's just no way City Hall competes with the private sector today.
If there was a little more budget in my department, I might still have it.
I suppose you're right. Stuart, there's a young lawyer, name of Art Taylor. He's brilliant, interested in criminology. He's been working in the public defender's office.
Mm-hmm. Is he another one of your legendary Herb Simpson pitches?
My pitches are legendary because I always deliver the goods. Besides, you'd like him. He could provide you with a different point of view. And there's no denying we can all use fresh input around here these days.
Is he a nephew?
No.
Son of a good friend.
Mac, you know I wouldn't bother you if the kid was a Lox.
Have him stop by.
I owe you one, pal. He's in your office now.
Go on. Good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Commissioner.
What are you so engrossed about?
My sample ballot just came in the mail, and I can't decide who to vote for. Do you have a preference?
Mm-hmm.
Well?
Oh, well, take Voigtlander, for example. Young, bright, well-researched, supported the new water bill. A very consumer-oriented piece of legislation.
So you think that's the man to vote for?
He is a woman.
Funny name.
Her husband doesn't think so.
All right, I'll mark my ballot for her.
On the other hand, there's Wilson, the opponent. Head of the mayor's commission on ecology. The report was no less than brilliant. Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, thanks. I have some. What's Wilson?
Protestant, I think.
No, man or woman?
I thought you said it didn't matter.
I am trying to form an informed opinion, Commissioner.
Oh, well. Wilson's a man, and they're both exceptionally well qualified.
Then I'm right back where I started again. Which one should I vote for?
The last time I looked, the ballot was secret.
So you're not going to push some preference on me?
Have I ever pushed some preference on you before?
Mrs. McMillan always has a very strong opinion.
Not this year.
Why not?
She forgot to register.
Herschel, any comments on the mayor's budget?
Not at this time. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to interrupt. Excuse me very much, but Jerry, you're already late.
That's all, boys.
Thank you very much.
I'll get back to you with my comments on the budget as soon as I go over to Thurley.
Mr. Reagan.
Pardon me, Captain Herschel. There's an urgent phone call for you. You can take it on a house phone right there. Line 3.
But make it quick, please. Herschel speaking.
The next time you contact me, I'm going to the police. Even if it costs me the election.
Nothing. Nothing important. While I'm here, I'll stop in to see the commissioner.
Jerry, we're running very late.
Only be a minute.
Leave your telephone number with my secretary. We'll be in touch.
Very good, sir.
You got a minute, Mac?
Sure, Jerry. Come on in. Want a cup of coffee?
No, I haven't got time.
Well, you look as though you're not going to make it through the campaign.
Mac, I feel like I'm living in 1984.
What's the problem?
What it comes down to is that I'm in a jam, and I'd like very much to talk to you confidentially about it.
Slow down now. What is it?
No, not now. Can you meet me at my house at 6 o'clock tonight?
I'll be there.
Thanks, Mac.
Jerry. You being blackmailed?
How did you know?
Seems to be going around.
I'll lay it all out for you tonight.
Relax, Jerry. It'll be all right. Maybe we can help.
Yes, sir. Mr. Enright?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Townsend will see you now.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm Townsend.
Charles Enright here. I brought along a profile and some references.
Oh, that won't be necessary. We're rather large for Mr. Enright. We work up our own profile, so to speak. Mr. Danziger is waiting to meet you. I'm number 2 around here, which, in case you mistake my meaning, is a very powerful position. My father-in-law, of course, is number 1. Adrian, this is Charles Enright.
Enright?
Sit down. Cigar?
Thank you, sir. That is a tremendous security system you have here, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I brought along I didn't realize that interviews were recorded, sir.
On the contrary, this gadget ensures that no one records us.
Oh, I see. That is very impressive, sir.
Forget that. I already know all I have to know about you, including Lucy Ann Wilcox.
Lucy Ann Wilcox?
Your first girlfriend, back in Des Moines, during your second year of high school, I believe.
Lucy Ann Wilcox, of course. Well, I'd almost forgotten about her myself. Well, to tell you the truth, sir, my first relationship with a girl wasn't very eventful.
Yes, so I've been told. When I want a man, my research is quite thorough. You have the character and credentials I'm always looking for, Mr. Enright. Have I made a joke?
Oh, no, sir, not at all. It's just that I'm not used to the Mr. Enright. It was Sergeant for an awfully long time.
Far too long for a man of your capabilities.
Well, thank you, sir.
I also know the other offers you've received. My offer will be higher.
What is it you don't know about me, sir?
Nothing.
Well, that sounds a bit chilling.
We have to know everything about our agent.
Perhaps I should ask you the question, sir.
Good idea.
Well, sir, what service does your firm perform exactly?
Well, primarily, we gather information for our clients. Politicians who have to know about the opposition, lawyers who are preparing civil and criminal suits, and, of course, the occasional security case that comes along. I'm very proud of this firm, Mr. Enright. I operate it on a very high level. I never accept anything as shoddy as a divorce case, for instance.
I'm glad to hear that, sir. I wouldn't want to be involved in anything like that either.
We also take on some government work from time to time. It can get a little cloak and daggerish.
Well, that should keep things interesting.
Now, I realize your preference is administrative, and I'll, of course, keep that in mind if you join the firm.
Is that all?
I'm waiting for your decision.
Well, I can't deny that I'm very favorably impressed, sir. However, I would like some time to consider it.
I understand. But while you agonize over your career move, perhaps you should meet some of the people with whom you'll be working. Give Mr. Enright the tour.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Don't delay your decision too long, young man.
What do you think of the old man?
Well, he's very straightforward. I really like him.
Now you're about to meet the number 3 man. Actually, he's the presiding genius of the firm.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes. Rather austere chap. He was once a government operator of some importance. Nelson, this is Enright. He's already met the old man.
Every agent of the firm is required to perform field duty, whether or not his career is administration-oriented. That includes ex-policemen.
I don't mind field work, sir.
Don't let Nelson upset you. He isn't as bad as he seems.
Well, wouldn't you say that Mr. Nelson was a touch bitter?
Touch? That would be understating it. Now you're about to meet the man who will be your direct superior if you become a member of this firm.
There's an election coming up, or are you out to lunch this year? Well, then discontinue your surveillance and finish the report. I want it this evening. Good afternoon, Mr. Townsend.
Albert, this is Charles Enright, Albert Shaw.
Welcome to the firm.
He hasn't made that decision yet.
Oh, sorry.
After you finish up here, come back to my office and we'll talk some more.
So you've given up the police department?
Yes, sir, I have.
For any reason we should know about?
Well, I'm still on very friendly terms with the department, as you're no doubt aware.
Rule number 1 around here has to do with relations between the firm and the police. Any matter an agent thinks the police should know about is to be forwarded directly and confidentially to Mr. Danziger. He alone makes the decision whether or not any specific information is given to the police.
Well, that should keep things nice and orderly, sir.
Given your prior activities, would you be able to abide by that rule?
It makes a lot of sense, Mr. Shaw. Unless I'm asked to do something illegal.
An agent is never asked to do anything illegal, Enright. But he is expected to be able to accomplish whatever mission is given him.
Well, I'm very good at carrying out orders.
Good. Then you should fit in.
Thank you.
A bit straight and narrow for our line of endeavor.
I like them straight and narrow.
Affirmative. 11 years of law enforcement experience can be quite useful.
The woman likes luxury. She could corrupt him.
Straight, narrow, criminal experience, and a tinge of corruptibility. Gentlemen, that is the quintessential profile of a good spy. So, thank you.
Evening, Commissioner.
What happened?
Councilman Herschel, sir. He was found dead.
What happened, Brady?
Got a call a few minutes ago from the neighbor. He smelled fumes, opened the garage door, and found the councilman slumped over the wheel, the motor running. It looks like suicide, sir.
People like Jerry Herschel don't kill themselves?
Yes, sir, but there's no evidence of anything else.
Have you had a look in the house?
Not yet. I just got the keys.
Let's go.
1750 Nicomar, code 2.
What are we looking for, Commissioner?
I don't know. Why don't you look upstairs? I'll look down here.
think I found something. Could be your name on the outside.
You read this?
I glanced at it.
Jerry was being blackmailed.
If this is true, could explain the suicide.
Get me the coroner's report as soon as you can.
Sometime tomorrow morning.
Oh, and Ray, about this folder. Not a word to anybody, okay?
What folder is that, sir?
Welcome to the firm, Enright. Thank you, Mr. Townsend. I really look forward to working with you.
It didn't take you very long to make your decision.
Well, after I talked to Faye, that's my fiancée, there wasn't much to decide. The best agency in town made me the best offer, and so here I am.
The mayor's very pleased with the way you trimmed your department's budget, JB.
Now, you tell the mayor that it wasn't easy. You know, Herb, I hope we can maintain quality education for this city.
I know that's your primary concern, and we'll do everything we can to help.
Except provide more money.
More doesn't always equate with better, JB.
Morning, JB. Herb, got a minute?
It's all yours, Stuart. I'm just making the rounds, trying to mend the financial fences.
I'll stop by my office later on. I got a roll of barbed wire you can have.
It's an election year, Stuart. You know how that works.
I'm beginning to, yes. Oh, Herb, I'm making arrangements for Jerry's funeral. Would you be a pallbearer?
I'd be honored.
I just want to make sure that we're not heard or recorded, that's all.
Your office is bugged?
I don't know. I've had it checked, but I'm just not sure.
It's okay in here?
Yeah, here is okay. Mac, I'm in a state of shock over Herschel's death. Now, look, I know we didn't always agree politically, but I had nothing but respect for the man.
Oh, I know that.
Was he being blackmailed, too?
Looks that way.
They want more money from me. This is my mailbox this morning.
Pay them.
No. Look, I can't believe that just because I cheated on a college exam 20 years ago, they're gonna... Maybe it'd be better if I just explained it.
They have a lot worse things to say about you than that.
But they're not true.
I know that. But the one fact, surrounded by a lot of false allegations, would be enough to make you retire. And you're too good a public servant to retire.
One mistake in my life, and they're gonna hang me for it.
Not if you go along with it. I know you don't want to, but it's vital that they think they're getting away with it.
Tell me something, Mac. Did Jerry really kill himself?
No.
You know that for a fact?
No, I don't have any proof. Yet. He came to me for help. And I just can't believe that he would kill himself after I said I would.
Who do you think is the best person in the 3rd District? Voigtlander or Wilson?
That is a loaded question for someone looking for a job.
But I've got a job.
No, I meant me.
And you've got one, too.
Hello, Arthur. Sorry I'm late. Come on in. Did Maggie tell you got the job?
Yes, sir.
She'll never make it as a spy. Anyway, I've checked you out and decided to give you a try.
Well, thank you, sir. I really look forward to working with you and Mrs. McMillan.
Mrs. McMillan?
Well, yes, sir. I had breakfast with Enright this morning, and he said if I got the job, I should expect to log a lot of hours with her.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. She does get involved around here now and then.
Enright says she's a unique lady.
Yes, you'll discover that. Anyway, your first chore is a bit awkward.
I've been there before, sir, in the public defender's office.
I want you to go to Oakland. Here's the address. The woman's name is Claire Rennick. I want you to find out whether or not Councilman Herschel was the father of her 6-year-old son. Very discreetly.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Mac.
Hi. Arthur Taylor, this is my unique Mrs. McMillan.
How do you do? Maggie's been telling me all about you.
Mrs. McMillan, I've heard a lot about you, too.
Good or bad?
You better get going with that.
Right. Very nice meeting you, Mrs. McMillan.
Bye-bye.
What brings you down?
I just wanted to see a crime buster in action.
Ah, some crime buster.
Well, since you're having an identity crisis, how about I buy you lunch?
Can't. Too busy.
too busy. You are blue. Well, the coroner says it was suicide.
Coroners have been known to make mistakes.
The only contusion being on the side of the face, the result of making contact with the ledge of the window of the car. When overcome by fumes, Herschel slumped into unconsciousness.
He could have been hit over the head with a blunt object and then placed behind the wheel to make it look like suicide.
Why? Why is anyone trying to kill Jerry?
Blackmail. A lot of politicians have been blackmailed lately.
How do you know that?
They all came to me, just like Jerry was planning to do. In each case, they denied the blackmail charges, but a lot of half-truths have been distorted into sounding like fact.
Why don't they just deny them?
With an election coming up, if those charges were released to the press, a lot of good public servants would go down the drain.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Exactly. So bromide men in public office have learned to respect. Yes? Oh, okay, thank you. I have to talk to Jerry's canteen manager.
All right. I'm going to go home and have lunch alone with Mildred.
There have been worse fates.
Oh, really? You know what the menu is for today? The mystery loaf.
Mystery loaf? What's mystery loaf?
It's a mystery, silly. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Come on in, John.
Mac, I don't understand any of this. I took Jerry home at 5 o'clock. Okay, he was restless, preoccupied, but not despondent. Then he kills himself a half hour later. It just doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't.
What is it that you're not telling me?
Did Jerry commission any investigations recently?
Well, naturally, it's a common procedure prior to an election.
Who handled it?
The Danziger firm. They were running a check on Jerry's opponent and his backers.
Did they come up with anything?
Well, nothing we could use or would want to. What is this all about?
Did you know he was being blackmailed?
With what? I mean, he was clean as a whistle.
Are you sure?
I was his campaign manager, Mac. I was paid to be sure.
All right, I'll meet you there. Yeah, I'm leaving right now. Bye-bye.
You're leaving?
Yes, I have a luncheon engagement.
What about my mystery loaf?
It'll just have to remain a mystery till the next time, Mildred.
Well, can't you have your luncheon guest over here? There's plenty of loaf.
No, it's sort of a private thing. I'm having lunch with Faye Leonard.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what's that supposed to mean?
I think you're looking for trouble.
I'm not. I just want to get to know her better.
Well, if you don't like her half as much as I think you don't like her, you're going to have one heck of a lunch.
Will you give me credit for a little tact? I'm doing this for Sergeant Enright's sake.
You know the commissioner does not like meddling.
I am not meddling. Besides, the commissioner won't know. Will he?
Are you asking me?
Is there anyone else here in the kitchen?
Listen, if you can't trust me, who can you trust?
Well, that's true. I'll probably be gone a few hours, Mildred, so if anybody calls, just tell them you don't know where I went.
Commissioner McMillan, please. Tell him it's Mildred. That's right, I'll wait.
Well, I sure am glad that you could make this lunch.
I was going out to my lawyer's anyway.
Ah. Well, how's Charlie doing with his new job?
Wonderfully. He's very happy.
I hope so.
I know so. Tell me something. Why is it you don't like me?
Faye, I don't dislike you. I'm just crazy about Charlie. He has made so many major moves so quickly. I just don't want to see him make a big mistake.
You obviously think he has.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, you didn't have to. I suppose you think that Charlie and I make sort of an odd couple.
Not an odd couple, just an improbable one.
See, the fact is, we love each other very much. I'm no child, and neither is Charlie. We do know what we're doing.
No, you don't have to explain.
The reason that I accepted this lunch is because I know how much Charlie cares for you and your husband. I would hate to think that bad feelings between us could spoil that relationship.
Faye.
Please forgive me. I'm late for an appointment.
Oh, wow, so am I. Listen, I'll take care of the check. You go on ahead.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here you go.
I'll show you a few dossiers, give you an idea how assignments are worked up by our operators. If you pass through these lights, you'll kick the alarm. As you can see, the reports leave nothing to the imagination.
It looks like Mr. Danziger is a real stickler for detail.
We all are. Sloppy agents don't last long with the firm.
Tell me, sir, do you supervise each assignment?
Either Townsend, Nelson, or myself. There's nothing in the firm that one of us doesn't know about. The odds are the old man knows even more. Say that you get a set of keys.
I don't believe you. You actually tailed Charlie's girlfriend.
I'm never telling you anything in confidence again, Mildred.
I think I better pack.
Stay, Mildred.
Leave, Mildred, but don't pack.
Oh, good. Then I'm not in hot water.
Just lukewarm.
Well, I don't mind lukewarm.
Leave, Mildred.
Well, you can't win around here. Would somebody please tell me where my loyalty lies?
Who writes your check every week?
A telling point.
Who gave you that great big bonus last Christmas?
Yeah, but I spent that on presents for you.
What bonus?
I'm gonna let you two work this out. I'm going to bed.
All right. So I followed Faye. She's acting very strangely. Now, here I was being very friendly, and all she would do is act like she was trying to... Guess we ought to go to bed, huh?
Yeah.
There was a bug down there. What's going on?
Keep your voice down. I don't know how sensitive the bug is.
I don't understand any of
I'll
this.
explain it to you later on, but in the meantime, be careful. You might say something I don't want the buggers to hear.
Max, somebody is listening in on our life. I don't like that.
Neither do I, but it's important the bugs stay in the house. I don't want them to know we know.
Well, in that case, let's not tell Mildred because it's obvious she can't keep a secret. Who's bugging us?
I don't know.
How did they get it in the house?
Our anniversary 2 weeks ago. The plant arrived by messenger.
All we have to do is find out who sent the plant and voila.
It came from the governor. But I checked it out. He didn't even remember our anniversary.
Well, thank goodness that they didn't put it in the bedroom. I mean, really, how can you make love when you know that somebody is listening in?
Very quietly. Are you sure you weren't being followed?
Yes, sir. I'm not wired either. I checked to be sure.
What's the matter?
It's the height.
Hold your breath.
I tried that. It doesn't help.
Well, close your eyes then.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that helps.
Now, what'd you find out?
Okay, this Townsend. He's very knowledgeable, sir. And very relaxed despite his son-in-law status. And there's Nelson, ex-CIA, spooky as hell.
Well, every big agency has to have one. Go on.
Yeah, and there's Albert Shaw, and he's a little bit shifty, and keeping my eyes closed is helping at all, sir.
Oh, well, don't worry. Come on, it'll be over soon.
It will?
Yes.
Oh!
Well, don't look.
Okay. Shaw seems to be the operations man of the place, and he reports to Townsend and Nelson, who don't like each other. And then, of course, there's the old man who I think knows just about everything there is to know about everybody.
Charlie, you're staring.
Yes, sir, I know. Can we get off now?
You can if you want.
Thank you. The politicians who are being blackmailed, sir, are either using the services of the firm or their opponent is.
Someone has a lot of information.
Yeah, well, those dossiers they have on file are absolutely scary, sir. They've stripped everybody right down to their birthday suit.
That's Nelson's touch. Every good dossier has at the back of it the initials SOI.
Well, the files are so thick, sir, I never got that far. What's SOI?
Sources of information. Those are the people most likely to be blackmailed. I want you to get everything you can listed under SOI.
It's going to be very difficult, sir. They've got an extremely extensive security system.
I know. I don't want you to remove anything. They're too smart for that. Use your camera.
Well, I'll do my very best, sir.
Blackmailing, ruining a man is bad news. When a blackmailer resorts to murder when a victim rebels. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
All I can tell you, Herb, is my district has one of the highest crime rates in the city. We need more police money in the budget, not less.
Jesse, the budget's up 8%.
And inflation's 12? We're in the whole 4%?
Morning, Herb. Jesse.
Commissioner?
The councilman sympathizes with you, Mac.
That and a dime will get us a cup of coffee.
At 20 cents.
Aha.
Do you have some time? I'd like to go over the budget with you.
Sure. Care to join us?
Yeah, no thanks. Jesse's already made his position crystal clear to me.
Come on. Hi, Maggie.
Good morning, Commissioner. Councilman?
No calls for a while.
Is it all right to talk here?
Sure.
I have a payment due later today.
Pay it. We're not ready to blow the lid yet.
I don't have it.
How much is it?
$2,000.
Wow.
Let them blow the whistle.
No. No, don't give up on me now.
I appreciate it, Mac, but I'm getting too old for this sort of intrigue.
You're not going down the drain, Jess, and you're not getting too old. Don't worry. These bills are marked. We'll get them back.
That's enough.
They were all politicians' dossiers.
Where'd he give them to?
Nobody. Found it this morning in his apartment.
Put it back.
Put it back?
Don't be a parrot, Albert. Do as I tell you. And put it back.
She's an unwed mother, all right. Her maiden name's on the boy's birth certificate. But Herschel wasn't the father.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. She cashes a check every month from a businessman in Arizona.
Checks can be laundered.
No, sir. I talked to him. He's married now, but he admits he's the father. He just asked me not to tell his wife.
Did you talk to the mother?
She didn't even know who Councilman Herschel was.
He was being blackmailed on the basis that he was the boy's father.
Well, why didn't he deny it?
If he did, the reporters would go to the mother. She'd deny it. But it would be brought out that she's an unwed mother. People would be inclined to believe the charge. By the time Jerry was able to prove it wrong, the damage would be done.
Okay, but to kill himself?
Well, once again, points to murder, not suicide.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Sit down. Your identification papers.
Charles Kosinski?
You're going out of town on assignment. That's your code name.
Where am I going?
Los Angeles. You'll make contact with an agent there to pick up some information.
What kind of information?
There's no need for you to know that. This is a very sensitive assignment. It involves the government. Under no circumstances will you mention the Danziger firm.
Well, what if he asks me who I represent?
He won't. It's all been set up. Just hand the agent this sealed envelope, and he'll give you the information in return.
That's all?
Check into the Las Flores motel. The agent will contact you there. He'll use the name Erasmus.
Yes, sir. I have a few things to arrange, so I'll catch an evening flight.
Your transportation has been taken care of. You'll leave immediately.
Yeah, put your marker on there. $10 a night in advance. Oh, yeah, Kaczynski. There's a Mr. Erasmus in room number 4. You said to meet him there as soon as you check in.
Thanks.
Kosinski. Hey, don't you think leaving messages at the desk is a bit...
Mildred, why do you always have to try out these little games on me?
Well, some members of the royal family have food tasters. I have game testers.
Why don't you try them out on your sister first?
Because she always wants me to try them out on you first. Come on, try.
All right. Father.
Mother.
Boy.
Girl.
Food.
Hunger.
Can't you do any better than that?
Well, I can only respond to what you give me.
Sex.
Can't remember.
Antique jewelry.
On the right.
Max gold watch.
Broken.
Gone.
With the wind?
Really, Mildred, it's really gone.
Well, don't look at me. I didn't hawk it.
I didn't say you hawked it.
I mean, it was there the last time I looked.
When was that?
Well, give or take a few days, about a year ago.
Funny.
Sad.
You're impossible.
You're late.
Bye.
Hello.
Ah, you know, sit down. And?
I can't find him anywhere.
Did you try the Danziger firm?
They just say he's not in.
In his apartment?
He didn't stay there last night.
Well, keep trying. She's late. I'll order.
I've never known her to be on time, sir.
I keep hoping she's going to surprise me.
Surprise, not too late.
Hi.
Hi, Henry. Oh, I think I'll have a green salad and a glass of iced tea.
I'll have the same.
Very good.
Don't forget the mayor's luncheon tomorrow.
I still haven't gotten over the last one.
Just be thankful he's only up for re-election every 4 years.
Mac, you remember the gold watch of my father's that I gave you on our anniversary?
Of course. I keep meaning to get it fixed.
Stuart McMillan, you are, to put it politely, jiving me.
I am.
You am? You gave it to Charlie at his farewell luncheon.
Why, you know I couldn't possibly be so cavalier as to give away a family heirloom like that.
Unless you knew you were going to get it right back, which means that the former Sergeant Enright is still the present Sergeant Enright, and he never quit. How could you do that to me?
Well,
You know, I don't know whether to be relieved or to be angry.
Well, they're not mutually exclusive.
You know, you're right. I think I'll be both.
Besides, I have a very good reason for not trying.
I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you.
It's probably one of those fancy investigations that you and Sergeant Enright are involved in.
It is.
Well, is it, dangerous? Gonna give me more than
It all started with a rather extensive blackmail ring against a group of politicians up for re-election, ending up with Jerry's murder.
Lord. Is Sergeant Enright all right?
Well, we hope so.
We hope so. We don't know.
Seem to have misplaced him temporarily.
Is the Dansker firm behind all of this?
We think so. All of the candidates being blackmailed have one factor in common, and that is using the Danziger firm in their campaign. Now, the only way to prove we're right is to infiltrate their operation.
So Charlie resigns, we give him the big party, he goes over to work for them, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
You could have told me that. I can keep a secret.
The house is bugged, for one thing. In the second place, You were so upset about Charlie leaving the department that anybody listening would have to believe his resignation was on the level.
You used me.
Shamelessly.
Just hope Sergeant Enright isn't in any real trouble.
So do I.
Your name. Your name.
Kosinski.
Again.
Kosinski.
Your real name.
Enright.
Who is Faye Leonard?
My fiancée.
Who is Faye Leonard?
My fiancée.
Who do you work for?
The Danziger firm.
Who is the commissioner of police?
Stuart McMillan.
Who do you work for?
The Danziger firm.
Who's Faye Leonard?
My fiancée.
Who's McMillan?
The commissioner of police.
Who do you work for?
The Danziger firm.
What city do you live in?
San Francisco.
What city are you in now?
Los Angeles.
How long have you been employed?
I have 11 years in pension.
Do you still report to the commissioner?
No.
Who is your fiancée?
Faye Leonard.
How old are you?
30.
How old are you?
35.
Your name. Your name.
Hello, Mr. Danziger. How's business?
Couldn't be better, Commissioner. Always a flourish during election year.
Thank you.
Care for a cigar?
I don't use them. Anything going on in town I should know about?
You'll have to be more specific.
Well, were you carrying on an investigation for Jerry Herschel?
Yes. Routine politics, nothing more. I was personally grieved when I heard of his suicide.
Are you sure it was suicide?
I have no reason to think otherwise.
Well, if you know anything that the police should know about, I'd like to hear about it.
Commissioner, if I had any information indicating criminal activity, I would have contacted the police. Failing that, I don't discuss my client.
I've said my piece, Adrian. Thanks for your time. Oh, how's Enright working out?
Just fine.
Do you mind telling me where he is?
Enright works for me now, Commissioner.
His fiancée hasn't seen him or heard from him in 2 days.
He's on assignment. That's all I'm prepared to say.
I'll accept that. But Charlie's a good friend of mine and a novice in your world. Now, Adrian, if anything happens to him, I'll hold you singularly responsible.
Your message rings loud and clear, Commissioner.
Where you been keeping yourself lately? Or is that a out-of-bounds question?
Yeah, out of bounds, yeah.
Hey, your outfit must have cost some bucks, huh?
Didn't cost me a penny, Ben.
You know, these turned out okay. Gonna take a little while to dry, though. You, want to go 2 out of 3 falls?
I've got other things on my mind, Ben.
Dinner soon, honey?
Promise.
To you.
Thank you.
You know, it's always a pleasure having cocktails with an attractive lady.
You certainly don't sound married.
I'm glad of that. To sound married would be a bore. Besides, being a husband doesn't mean one stops appreciating beauty.
Thank you.
And I'm flattered that you wanted to have a drink.
Well, actually, I was hoping that maybe you could do me a favor.
Certainly.
Where's my Charlie?
No, that's business.
It's not like him to just vanish.
Well, he's out of town on assignment. That's all I'm prepared to say. But the fact he didn't tell you is a good sign. We like loyalty at the firm.
You're sure he's all right, though?
Of course. But he won't be back this evening, so how about dinner?
How very considerate of you. I must be going now. Thank you very much for the drink.
How did you like the lunch?
Fine. I didn't touch a bite of it. How about you?
Oh, I had a bite of it. It bit back.
Well, at least the mayor's speech wasn't too bad.
Elections in 2 weeks, boy, he really came on strong.
Mac, now, don't get mad.
You wrecked the car.
No.
You're overdrawn at the bank.
No.
You've fallen for another man.
No, Mac. I followed Faye.
Now that makes me angry. You know we're not playing games.
She was with Townsend. They met at a very faraway place. They were practically smooching.
Did they see you?
Definitely not. I'm an expert gumshoe. Are they behind the blackmail?
You know what? You're a gem.
You're a mysterious man. All right, what are we doing?
Taking a stroll in the park.
On a weekday.
Why, Sally, Virginia, where is your sense of romance?
Ha, ha, ha. You better come clean with me about...
Commissioner, I have them.
Oh, good.
I think I'm gonna faint.
Faye is a cop.
I know I'm gonna faint. I owe you 1,000 apologies.
I can't begin to count how many I owe you.
I thought you were awful.
Well, proves I was doing my job well. I've got to be leaving.
What about Enright?
Well, I'm working on Townsend.
Had any luck?
No, but then neither is he.
Keep at it.
I will, sir.
You know, Faye, one of these days we're gonna have to really have lunch.
I would love it. I've got to leave. Bye.
You know about the bug in the house.
You could have told me somewhere.
I had to do it this way. The fact that you followed Faye persuaded the blackmailers that she is what she appears to be. You gave a great performance.
You have become a very devious person.
How else does one deal with a blackmail ring? Now, don't talk about it in the house. Remember the bug in the plant.
I know. I watered it.
How long are you gonna keep me here?
How would I know?
Look, Kaczynski, or whatever your name is. As far as I know, you didn't spill anything hot in that interrogation. Now, does that make you feel better?
Oh, I hardly even remember it.
Good. It's better that way.
Can't I talk to someone?
Look, I've got a job to do, and I'm doing it. Now, whatever they tell me to do next, I'll do that, too, so relax.
You mean to say that if they told you to kill me, you'd do that?
Of course. That's the job. Now, let's just talk about something else, huh? What do you think? I think it's going to be one of the West Coast teams this year.
Oakland or the Rams?
I don't know. You figure it out.
All right, now. Give me your keys. Where am I?
You're on a farm outside Ventura, California.
Ventura?
It's about 60 miles out of Los Angeles.
Taylor said you wanted to see me. Any of this true, Herb?
Some of it. Not the worst parts, though.
You're not the first.
What are you talking about?
There are others. I'm doing what I can to expose it, but it's tough, particularly in an election year. If you go public, you run the risk of ruining the careers of good men. If you let the blackmailers get a foothold, you run the risk of extortion for the rest of your life. With all of the public officials running scared.
Well, I'm running scared. This would cost me re-election.
I know. That's why you have to pay them.
Good evening, sir. This is for Commissioner McMillan.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good night.
Good night.
What is it, Dad?
Glad you're back.
Thank you very much, sir. It's good to be back. And thanks for coming over at this hour of the night. I didn't want to use the phone. I was afraid of... Well, I don't know what happened. I was sent out of town on this assignment. And I was interrogated. I don't know by whom. And then I escaped.
What did they ask you about?
Well, sir, I was drugged, so I really don't remember too much. I do know that they asked me about my relationship with you, and I'm pretty sure I didn't tell them anything.
I found out from Townsend that it was Nelson that gave him the assignment.
Yeah, but they can always say that it was a routine operation, and that it was the other side that simply prevented me from getting the information I was supposed to pick up.
Yes, I'm sure that's what they'll say.
Are we any closer to knowing who the blackmailers are?
I think so. I've been studying those photographs you took.
Good. How am I to proceed now, sir?
Well, chances are your cover's blown. I'm afraid you'll have to report back to your office.
Working hard.
Mm-hmm.
This came in the morning mail. Welcome to the club. It says there that your wife is a promiscuous swinger and a user of drugs.
Where'd they get this?
Oh, that's my signature on a motel register. They have 7 more in there. They also have sworn affidavits from 7 different men.
This one looks real.
Oh, that's real. Do you remember that motel that we went to stay in Sausalito? The one with the water beds?
I thought I signed the register.
I got there first, so I went ahead and signed it.
Wow, you really are a swinger.
Uh-huh, a promiscuous swinger.
The worst kind.
Seriously, Mac, what are you gonna do? You can't deny it.
I know.
Why is anyone trying to blackmail you? You're not even running for office.
Because the best defense is a good offense. Must be getting close. Come in.
Oh, hello, Mrs. McMillan. Nice to see you again.
You too.
Commissioner, a messenger just arrived with us.
Thank you.
You're not gonna go, are you?
Of course. Loma Vista gas station, about a mile down.
Get back into your cab. Go half a mile south. Make a left to the abandoned incinerator. Pay off the cab. Deposit the money and leave.
glad you were around. Why were you?
I've had Townsend under surveillance for a long time.
Why?
At first, just to see what I could get on him. But the old man was thinking of letting him take over the firm. I thought that was a bad idea. Townsend just didn't have the talent for it.
Dandinger is a pretty good judge of talent.
Not where his son-in-law was concerned. I knew I was onto something when I discovered Townsend making deposits of money unaccounted for in safety deposit boxes. But I had to have more than that before I took it to the old man.
How did he get the money?
Some forms of extortion. I couldn't be sure until I saw an actual payment being made. But now I'm sure. But don't worry. The incident will be kept confidential.
It isn't just me. There are quite a few politicians involved.
I gathered as much when I discovered Enright taking pictures of the company's file.
Who put him through the ringer?
I did. I staged the assignment so I could interrogate him without making him think he'd blown his cover.
Did Townsend know about it?
Mm-hmm. Enright's a very good man, Commissioner.
Hmm.
But one minor slip was enough to tell me he was a plant. He said, I have 11 years in pension. He'd have used the past tense if he really did quit the police department. Get in. I'll drive you home.
Who bugged my house?
Shaw. On orders from the old man.
Why?
He wanted to make sure Enright's leaving the department was all on the up and up. I apologize for the firm, but it's over.
You know Townsend couldn't have done it alone.
Why not?
For the same reason you find him unqualified to run the firm. Someone else is calling the shots.
Like myself or the old man?
Possibly.
With Townsend out of the way, you'll never know for sure, will you?
Stop by the drop site. I want to pick up my money. Now, how about a martini?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry I used you the way I did, Art.
Well, as long as it was for a good cause.
What about my apology?
For what?
For not taking me into your confidence about Sergeant Enright?
I didn't even tell Sally.
Oh, well, we all know the missus can't keep a secret, whereas I certainly have a lot of work to do.
Art, I'm going to recommend you for a position in the mayor's staff. That is, if you want to, and he gets reelected.
Oh, thank you.
You make it sound like it's all over.
It is, but it isn't.
Heard?
Good afternoon.
Good of you to come out, Stuart. Hey, care for a drink?
No, thank you.
I'm to make my payment tomorrow. I was wondering if it's still necessary.
I don't think so.
That's a relief. I take it then that with Townsend dead, the blackmail ring has been broken.
Not exactly. Then it'd be pretty asinine to make a payment to yourself.
What are you talking about?
The Denziger firm has a file on every blackmail victim. What you didn't cover up was your name on the SOI list. You're the only one who appears in every file.
Stuart, you're on a fishing expedition. After 31 years around City Hall, I would quite naturally be a major source of information.
True, but when Townsend told you about Enright, you came to me, posing as a victim, hoping to find out where my investigation would lead. That was a big mistake.
That's going to sound preposterous in the courtroom, Stuart.
When I didn't call off the investigation as you had hoped, I became a target.
By your own deductions, one of the other victims could be behind it.
Everyone knew about the investigation. If they wanted to blackmail me, they would have done so a long time ago, before you entered the picture.
You can't prove a thing.
Maybe I can't. But then, I haven't ended my investigation either.
What could you possibly find?
All that money you raked in, it's got to be somewhere. I'll find it.
Even if you find money's unaccounted for, you still have no proof.
I have enough to blast you in public, Herb. You're a politician up for re-election. By the time I get through with you, the people of San Francisco will have retired you from public life.
That's just...
Your ammunition has been replaced with blanks. If I didn't have a case then, I do now. Open and shut.
Well, I sure am glad you're back, Sergeant.
Thank you. I didn't think I was going to make it.
I know.
No, I don't think you do. You see, old man Danziger asked me to stay on at the firm. Same big office, same salary, the works.
Really?
And you told him no.
Well, actually, he said he'd think it over.
Mildred,
Was that a secret?
you know, champagne always makes me hungry.
Well, what time are our dinner reservations?
8:30.
Well, we should have plenty of time.
That watch is never right.
Oh, I had it fixed, sir.
Good, then you can give it back.
I was just getting used to it.
Well, we'll get you another one when you really retire.
But that's going to be 20 years from now.
Your next birthday, then.
It's a deal. Cheers.
Cheers.
Excuse me. Congratulations, Faye,
What?
on the swift completion of our appointed appointments.
Figure that.
Faye, now that this whole blackmail thing is over, how about a real date?
Well, I sort of go with someone off and on.
Oh.
But right now it's more off than on.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll give you a phone call.
It's unlisted.
Well, they certainly make a perfect couple.
Sally, Virginia, you're a woman of fickle temperament.
Well, that's what keeps you interested, isn't it?
Mesmerized.